Since they were first settled in the 15th century, the Azores have been a green and tranquil antidote to other more bustling European locations. But that isn't the full story, because these stunning islands in the Atlantic, although calm enough now, were formed by volcanic eruptions, and you can still see signs of this today. It's important to understand that these things don't make your average Azorean nervous. On the contrary, they hold things like volcanic activity responsible for the paradise in which they live, one that they're keen to share. This is the area of Sete Cidades in São Miguel, the biggest of the islands. Once there was a volcano here which then collapsed in on itself. It's still a hotspot now, but mainly for hikers.
Sete Cidades means 7 cities. The reason for that name has many origins. One of them probably has to do with 7 main eruptions, 7 main settlements. But for me, the most simple reason is simply because it was settled by the Portuguese. So wherever we have been in the world, there's always the number 7 something, 7 waterfalls, 7 hills. So of course we have a place called Sete Cidades.
Now for a change of island and a dramatic change of colour. In the island of Faial in 1957, a volcanic eruption started that lasted 13 months. When it ended, both the landscape and people's lives had changed dramatically. It may look pretty barren now, but less than 60 years ago there was even less there, because it would have been ocean, and that ocean is starting to get its own back, because at the rate at which it's eroding, in another 60 years' time, you might be getting your feet wet. It destroyed a whaling village and left just a lighthouse. 12,000 people, more than a third of the population, left the island to forge lives in places like the USA.
These people felt attracted to this volcano. They call it the awful beauty. It was something amazing, but also destroying. These fields were destroyed, covered with these ashes and made unfertile. And this was the biggest impact in these people's life. The Azoreans lived from the lands and the sea, and with these fields totally destroyed, they had serious trouble recovering their lives back. Volcanoes in Azoreans' life are not something that it's very far away. It's something that's always present in their lives.
The neighbouring island of Pico is dominated by a dormant volcano that's worth a climb, but you should also check out what lies beneath. These caves are known as lava tubes because that's what formed them in the first place. The cave system extends for just over 3 miles, and you can explore about 450 metres of it. But just remember, when you do leave, turn off the lights. But perhaps more stunning is the subterranean experience on the island of Tashera, Algarve do Cobo. This is one of the few places in the world where you can actually walk inside the chimney of a volcano, and it feels eerily like the set of a James Bond film. You half expect to find an evil Machiavellian mastermind stroking his cat. These days, to get down here, you go through a series of tunnels, but back in the day when they first explored in the 1890s, they'd have come all the way down from the chimney, abseiling down here about 60 metres, then down another 40 metres to the bottom, which would have been quite precarious. And so back to São Miguel, where the only specialist equipment you need is a swimsuit. The pool at Caldera Vela is pleasant enough, as warm as a swimming pool, but when you step under the waterfall itself, it's more like a hot shower. But if you want something a bit more refined, then there are the waters of Terra Nostra and its wonderful botanic gardens. The Azores and its history has been shaped by its relationship with geothermal activity, and in some places, as you've seen, the results are dramatic. In others, such as here, it's just as breathtaking, but a bit more serene.